Setsubun Battle. A short story by PJ Leonard. Part 2. Seiji and Yui screamed. Seiji didn't have time to stuff the tiger skin pants he held back in the drawer, and the Oni glared at him. The red Oni stopped in the doorway of the bedroom and pointed at them with his huge club. "You!" it roared. "Those pants don't belong to you. Hand them over right now." Seiji's arms felt like jelly, and he nearly dropped the pants. But he took a deep breath and held them tight, standing in front of his little sister. Give us our parents back," he said in a strangled sort of yell. "Then we'll talk about you getting these pants back." Yui pulled on Seiji's sleeve. "What are you doing?" she hissed in his ear. "Mom told us not to." But the Oni were laughing again.
"You think this is an exchange?" the blue Oni growled. "Oh, little boy, how little you know. There is only one exchange to be had here. Give us back those pants, and we may let you live. Do the smart thing, unlike your foolish parents."
At these words, Seiji's shivering stopped. A curious calm came over him. He stuffed the pants into his pocket and grabbed the bag of beans. "Never!" he shouted, and he pulled the bag open. A shiver rippled up his arms like static electricity, and the beans glowed gold. The Oni charged, clubs raised. Seiji grabbed a bean and, wincing, threw the bean at the red Oni. A flash of light, a grunt, and a crash. Seiji opened his eyes. The red Oni lay crumpled on the floor next to the closet, as though Seiji had thrown a cannonball at it. The blue Oni looked from his fallen partner to Seiji and then to the bag of beans.
It can't be,"
it muttered, taking a step back.
"The legends are true."
Seiji grinned, but before he could pick another bean, Yui had already dipped her hand into the bag and seized a handful. "Wait!" Too late. She hurled the whole handful at the Oni. The blue Oni flew backwards as though pulled by a rope. The other beans that missed clattered to the floor as harmlessly as any other bean. Seiji clasped the bag shut and rounded on Yui. "Don't waste them," he snapped. "Didn't you see? We only need one." "Sorry," she said, even though she smiled mischievously. "But that's how it's done at Setsubun, isn't it?" The red Oni groaned, rubbing his head. "You stupid human," he said, voice low and rumbling with rage. "Now you've done it." "Run!" said Seiji. He and Yui jumped over the red Oni, past the blue Oni, and into the kitchen. "Give us our pants back," said the red Oni, rounding the corner and into the corridor. But before Seiji could grab another bean, the red Oni slipped and fell on the beans scattered on the floor, slumping in a pile on top of the blue Oni.
"Get off of me!"
the blue Oni grunted, elbowing his demon brethren in the ribs. Seiji and Yui laughed, Seiji nearly spilling the beans as he clutched his stomach.
"Why, you little—"
The blue Oni scrambled to its feet, its ugly face a picture of rage.
"Come here!"
Seiji hurled a bean, but the Oni swung its club and swatted it away.
"Aha!"
Blue Oni roared, flexing its thick biceps.
"Now I got you!"
"Duck!" Seiji and Yui threw themselves to the floor as the club whistled over their heads. A hand grabbed the back of Seiji's shirt and pulled him up, face to face with the demon. Breath as foul as rotten trash poured over Seiji as the Oni bared its yellow fangs.
Last chance,
the Oni murmured in a dangerously low voice.
Hand over the pants, or I will take them by force. And I may rip off your legs when I do.
Seiji still had a bean in his hand. He flicked the bean at the Oni's chest. It was as if an explosion had erupted between them. The Oni was flung backwards through the paper door, while Seiji slammed against the fridge. Wincing as he staggered to his feet, he looked around, and Yui was gone. And so too was the red Oni. Oh no! Seiji made a bolt for the front door, but tripped and fell on the tatami floor. Wait, no, not tripped, but held back. The blue Oni held onto his ankles, crushing them in an iron grip. Seiji gasped in pain, grabbed a half a dozen of beans from the bag, and threw them as hard as he could at the blue Oni. The demon flew backwards, bounced off of the sink in the bathroom, and landed in the bath. Seiji clambered up again and limped to the front door. He pulled it open, and the red light shone in his eyes. He held up a hand, wincing at the sight of the blazing red ring, just in time to see the back of the red Oni step into the void, Yui draped over his shoulder like his club. "Yui!" Seiji shouted. "Seiji, help!" his little sister screamed, beating on the vast, muscly back of the red Oni. She and the red Oni disappeared into the darkness, Yui's screams echoing in Seiji's ears. Seiji had barely taken a step forward before something heavy shoved him in the back, and he sprawled onto the garden path.
You had your chance, boy,
the blue Oni thundered.
You refused. Now pay the price.
Seiji rolled aside and into a bush, just as the club smashed into the mud where he'd been lying. A twig snagged on his pocket, and with a great tug, the tiger skin pants came loose, hanging from the branch.
Well, well, what do we have here?
The blue Oni sneered, reaching towards the pants with a hand outstretched. Seiji lashed and thrashed to free himself of the branches, but could only free an arm. Before the blue Oni could take the pants, Seiji swung at the demon with the whole bag of beans. Like swinging a bat at a ball, the blue Oni was smashed sideways, roaring as he hurtled into the portal. Seiji scrambled out of the bush, biting his tongue as the sharp twigs bit at his skin and blood welled on his fingers. Stuffing the pants back into his pocket, he blundered towards the portal and stumbled into the garden gate. He turned around. Just as he'd been about to step through, the portal had suddenly disappeared. The red light was gone, and everything seemed normal. Seiji looked around, breathing fast. Was this some kind of nightmare? He wished it was so, but the cuts on his fingers stung too much for it not to be real. His parents were gone. His sister was gone, and he had no idea where they were or how to get to them. End of part 2.